All right, now to UFOs. I was serious. After 6 months of waiting, the U.S. intelligence community finally released their long-awaited report on UFOs. It was a real barn burner here. It was 9 whole pages. The report looked at 144 instances of unidentified aerial phenomena between 2004 and 2021, better known as UFOs. Are little green men real? This 9 pages tried to unravel that. And for more, I want to bring in the former British government UFO investigator, Nick Pope. Been on with us many times before. He's also featured prominently in the hit show on the History Channel, Ancient Aliens, one of my favorites. Nick, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
So, what do we think of this report?
Well, it's a mixed bag. And the important thing to stress is this is just a preliminary assessment. So there is more work going on as we speak. And the upshot of the 9-page preliminary assessment is we don't know. It says, well, it could be this, it could be that. It runs through exotic weather phenomena. It talks about the possibility that some of this could be adversarial technology, Russia, China, secret prototype drones, that sort of thing. And then it talks mysteriously about the other category. It doesn't mention the word extraterrestrial or alien, but they have not ruled that out. So we have to wait and see now what further work they do and what Congress makes of this.
Is that deliberate, leaving out extraterrestrial, little green men? Do you think they did that on purpose, like they've been doing, I think, for the last century or so, just kind of keeping the truth from the American people?
I think it's a very deliberate policy decision, yes, not to put the word extraterrestrial in there, even though I fully understand from my sources that there is a faction within the U.S. military and the intelligence community that is certainly taking that pretty seriously. And if you listen to some of the interviews with various senators and Congress people about that, some of them are saying, well, it doesn't seem likely that it's Russia or China, we've certainly managed to eliminate the fact that it's our own U.S. black project technology. And so even some of the lawmakers are hinting that it might be extraterrestrial, but sometimes you have to read through the lines with these sorts of things.
So I'm eager to see the full report. This was sort of a letdown for me. I read all 9 pages. It took me about 9 minutes. It wasn't a very detailed report. But I'll tell you, and we've got some of the video, Nick, of some of these UFOs, these unidentified flying objects. And here's my issue with if this is Chinese or Russian technology, and I think we've got the video. But if what you're looking at, if this really is Chinese or Russian technology, they are like a century ahead of where we are here in the U.S., and that should scare the heck out of people.
It should. And I think to some extent, maybe putting Russia and China into the report like that is meant to scare people and meant to say to Congress, look, we need more resources for this. We need to put more effort into this. I think the problem we've had is that this subject has been stigmatized for decades, and pilots particularly who regularly see these things have been reluctant to report them. So the sightings looked at in the report are just the tip of the iceberg. Sadly, a lot of things have gone unreported. That's changing now. But the report did talk, and this was very interesting, about some cases where there is evidence of radio frequency energy and some where there is evidence of signature management. So this is all about energy sources, propulsion systems, and possible countermeasures. They're saying, whatever this is, there's a technology here.
You see, I just wish they had clearer windows so we could see into the spacecraft and be like, look, there, that's an alien. There it is, right there. Nick Pope, I'm so fascinated by this. I appreciate your time. You're so generous to come on with us again. Let's do this again when the full report comes out. But I'm telling you, I expected more from this. I wanted more. I'll say that. Thank you, Nick. Good to see you.
Me too. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.